Imagine a time before streaming, when TV networks experimented with outrageous ideas, often fueled by neon dreams and floppy disks. The 1980s brought us classics like Cheers and The A-Team, but tucked between the hits were shows so weird, they make today's streaming flops look tame. From a detective who could turn into animals to a half-alien teen who could freeze time, these 10 series tested the bounds of primetime television. Most lasted just a season or less. Yet they're fascinating relics of a wilder, bolder era when TV really dared to be bizarre. Here are 10 weird 1980s shows that could never exist today. 1. Manimal 1983. Manimal aired on NBC in the fall of 1983, starring Simon McCorkindale as Dr. Jonathan Chase, a Harvard-educated guy with a unique genetic ability to transform into animals at will. Think panthers, hawks, even turtles. His powers came from a mystical African artifact, and each transformation was triggered by closing his eyes and calling out the fabric of the animal kingdom. But the show's special effects looked like someone glued celluloid animals onto live-action footage. The shapeshifts often fizzled mid-scene. Critics slammed it as cheap sci-fi, and audiences dropped it fast. With just 8 episodes produced and only 7 aired, NBC quietly removed Manimal from its lineup in December 1983. Despite its mythic premise and Wachowski's connection, early Wachowski story ideas, it's best remembered now for its unintentionally funny morphs and primetime ambition gone awry. 2. Automan 1983 to 1984. In Automan, a crime-fighting computer program comes to life in neon form. Created by Glenn A. Larson of Battlestar Galactica fame, and starring Daisy Arnaz Jr. as computer genius Walter Nebeker, the show introduced us to a glowing, wireframe hero with a matching glowing car. Automan had incredible light speed acceleration, the ability to jump off walls, and pop out weapons, all delivered in bulky neon suits. The presentation felt like Tron meets Chips, but the execution was plagued by soporific dialogue and dated effects. Behind the scenes, the production budget ballooned to fill the Lambeau set and light rigs. The show barely scraped by with 12 episodes before ABC pulled the plug mid-season. Today, vintage collectors and nostalgia buffs still gush about the glow-in-the-dark car and kaleidoscopic visuals, which mark Automan as uniquely 80s, slick, futuristic, and just a little bit ridiculous. 3. Misfits of Science 1985. Think the X-Men mixed with the A-Team, but campier. Misfits of Science featured a ragtag group of superpowered individuals. A teenager who could shrink, a rock musician who wielded electricity, a telepathic emotional genius, and a man who could freeze time. The team was led by scientist Dr. Billy Hayes, who helped them use their powers to fight crime and network confusion. Courtney Cox, in an early career role, added teen charm, while Dean Paul Martin rocked guitar riffs between hostage rescues. The show hopped genres, sometimes diving into one-off adventures involving mutated animals or liberated lab experiments. Critics said its tone was jarringly inconsistent, swinging from heartfelt to slapstick in seconds. With only 15 episodes on the air, it faded away in early 1986. Yet it lives on as a cult favorite for those who missed Heroes but cherish its geeky, electric DNA. 4. Street Hawk 1985. A secret agent with a flame-spewing, 300 miles per hour motorcycle, that was Street Hawk. Rex Smith played Jesse Mock, a former Daredevil turned undercover rider. The bike, a prototype funded by the government, could ride up walls, dodge missiles, and roar through night streets at top-secret speeds. Each episode featured close brush with goon chases, CGI night sequences, and drone momentary angst from Mock's civilian girlfriend. While the visuals impressed, flaming tires, skid marks, and roaring engines, the plot suffered from thin scripts and repetitive structure. ABC aired just 14 episodes before dropping the show mid-season. Despite its wipeout, Street Hawk inspired cult love, and bike enthusiasts still recreate the flames in chilly garages today. 5. Out of This World 1987 to 1991. Evie Ethel Garland wasn't just a typical American teenager. She was half alien, thanks to her father from another planet. With a snap of her fingers, Evie could freeze time, walk on thin air, and even stop mid-fall. Out of This World followed her as she navigated high school, awkward crushes, and the challenge of hiding her powers from nosy neighbors. The show leaned into family-friendly sitcom tropes, adding sci-fi quirkiness only when needed. While the writing often felt predictable, Evie's attempts to juggle cosmic powers with homework resonated with viewers. The show grew into a four-season cult favorite, thanks to its warm tone, clever freeze-time gags, and a final tie-up in 1991 that waved goodbye to fans. Its blend of cosmic whimsy and teenage drama secured a soft landing in 80s nostalgia TV lore. 6. Max Headroom 1987 to 1988. Meet Edison Carter, a hard-hitting journalist in a future overrun by mega corporations and oppressive TV networks. After a near-fatal car crash, Carter's mind is copied into the digital host Max Headroom, an over-the-top, glitchy AI with bleach-white hair, stuttering speech, and a biting sense of humor. As a pop culture commentator and investigative storyteller, Max eviscerated media manipulation while surviving bizarre TV land visuals and jarring sound edits. The show aired 14 episodes and became a cult cyberpunk hit, particularly for its hyper-stylized production design and dystopian critique. Max even crossed over into commercials. Remember New Coke? And today, he remains a touchstone of tech paranoia and neon satire. 7. Turbo Teen 1984. In this animated oddball, 16-year-old Brett Matthews transforms into a sports car whenever sunlight hits his body. Yep, with a flash, he becomes a racing convertible, complete with turbo boosts and tire skid sounds. His teen girlfriend, Patty, and secret agent father assist him as he solves crimes and chases villains, either as a teen or as a sleek red car. The premise was so absurd it screamed 1980s marketing synergy. Vehicles plus teens equal programming gold. With 12 episodes in the can, the series vanished, but it prompted endless "Remember That Show" debates at fan conventions. Turbo Teen rode the line between hilarious dynamism and cartoon weirdness, and sunk into the flotsam of superhero animation. 8. Rubik, The Amazing Cube 1983. The Rubik's Cube craze of the early 80s inspired a Saturday morning cartoon, Rubik, The Amazing Cube. A giant, sentient cube with a face, voice, and magic powers joins a teen detective squad. Rubik could generate force fields, communicate via cube face combos, and solve mysteries in schools or parks. Behind the scenes, this was pure marketing exercise, a 13-episode vehicle to promote toy sales. Critics derided it as blatant product placement, yet children found Rubik strangely lovable. Today, it's a cult nostalgic embarrassment, proof that cartoon licensing sometimes got literal. Turn toy into cartoon character, and pray it works. 9. The Young Ones 1982 to 1984. Hop across the pond for a British anarchic comedy, The Young Ones. Four university students, Neil the hippie, Vavion the punk, Rick the self-proclaimed revolutionary, and Mike the cool guy, shared a chaotic house where surreal mayhem unfolded. Episodes featured uproarious violence, walls collapsing, holes in ceilings, puppets including a bizarre talking cow, and guest bands like Madness or Motorhead performing mid-episode. Breaking the fourth wall, laughing at screams, turning off the cameras, it was chaotic, irreverent, unfiltered. Just 12 episodes aired over 2 seasons, but the series revolutionized alternative comedy, inspiring generations of sketch shows and pushing boundaries on narrative and decorum. Turkey Television 1985 to 1988. Nickelodeon's Turkey Television was a sketch comedy mashup hosted by Thurman, a wise talking turkey puppet, and a pair of human co-hosts. The show curated bizarre short films, vintage TV clips, absurd cartoons, and fake ads, some self-made, some plucked from obscure archives. It felt like a kaleidoscope of the weirdest corner of global television, filtered through the lens of an talking fowl. Running 3 seasons, it inspired later Nickelodeon classics like You Can't Do That on Television. Thurman's deadpan delivery brought cohesion to this madcap anthology, offering viewers a self-aware exploration of media oddities. From secret animal morphers to teenage traffic cones, the 1980s TV landscape was electrified by concepts that now seem, well, simply impossible. These 10 shows crashed and burned fast, or lingered as cult midnight treasure. They're proof that once, networks dared to air the unusual, the bizarre, and the creatively bonkers. Which one would you binge watch if time machines and streaming services permitted it? Drop your pick in the comments below. Hit like if you love oddball nostalgia, and subscribe for more deep dives into television's strangest corners, because the weird never goes out of style.